I'm Kuda Christine, a software engineer based in South Africa, and if you're new here, I make tech, code, career, and a little bit of lifestyle related content. So if you're into that kind of stuff, please do hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so that you get notified when next I drop a new video. And let's go straight into the video. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you about 6 exact principles. Not sure how many they're gonna be, but they are quite practical, guys. They're not the usual wake up at 5 a.m., drink more coffee, be active. Of course, those things could potentially help, but I was doing those things. A little backstory. A few months ago, I came to the realization that I was actually the one person that can be busy, but busy doing nothing. Because at the end of the day, I would look at the tasks that I planned to complete on the day, and there were still those that were still waiting for me to complete them, and I would have to now look for more hours within the day that already doesn't have hours to complete the work. So at that moment, I realized I had to do something about it. I didn't want to normalize doing that. So I had to revise that again. So guys, please stay tuned. Let's go straight into it. Number 1, stop managing your time and manage your energy. So I used to think productivity revolves around your calendar, your clock, the time. But then I realized that not every hour in a day is equal. Some hours for me, I'm able to solve complex systems within minutes. And some hours, I'm not even able to respond to someone via an email message. I have to consult an AI chatbot or an agent to write something like, yes, thank you, have a good day. Guys, it's real. So instead of asking yourself if you have time, ask yourself if you have the mental or if you have the energy to do it now. Because let me tell you what can end up happening. You are more prone to having incidences where you just look at your PC for about 5 minutes without even realizing it. And that's where the time goes. You think you're working, but you're not. So essentially what ends up happening is you end up losing time in the most silliest of ways. So yes, reserve your peak mental hours for the more challenging tasks. So let's be practical. I'm a morning person. I'm able to wake up around 5, 6. And for me, that's when I'm the most freshest. I am the most energetic. My mind is still open and clear. And that's when I'm able to solve complex systems. So sometimes when I even wake up earlier before that because I find it easier to complete tasks in those early hours. Then during the day, around 12 onwards, I start doing like admin work, writing emails and other tasks. Number 2, build systems and stop relying on motivation. James Clear says you do not rise to the level of your goals, but you fall down to the level of your systems. Guys, one thing about motivation, it comes and goes, but systems stay. So instead of hoping you feel motivated when you need to do the task or the activity, rather create environments that naturally make productivity a default. So let's be practical. I like to plan my day the day before. I'm also not a meticulous person. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. So guys, it's because I'm not going to write down I need to eat tomorrow. I know it has to be done. I'm not going to write things that are repetitive. Number 1, I'm just going to write things that I might most probably forget or that are quite important. So when it comes to work, I definitely write it down because it is important. Number 1. Number 2, I love making sure that my workstation for the day is prepared and is ready. My PC is already open. I don't wake up in the morning and then start thinking, oh, where's my laptop charger? I grab it. Where's my this? I grab it. I like to make sure I have it set. So I don't always work here. I sometimes work in the bedroom. I like to keep so I'll put my PC on the pedestal. I think that's what it's called. And I put my plug in, right, for the PC. Or I set up in the sitting room, right, in front of the TV, because I love working whilst I am watching something. Guys, it just makes starting the day easier. The less you have to think about starting, the more likely you're going to start and the more likely you're going to actually do the work. Context switching is silently destroying your productivity. So one thing I've realized about us people who are in tech, I am speaking for us because I don't know what it's like out there, but I would want to assume it's the same. I've realized our biggest thing here is not laziness, but it's context switching. So let's imagine you have been focused on this one task for about 20 minutes and you're actually now starting to understand the code. Then someone messages you, or a notification comes in, or someone rings you or calls you. Really, guys, a lot of the times it takes you that same amount of time to zone back into what you were working on before the distraction came. I'm a bit skeptical about this one because it can depend on people's focus level and all of those stuff. But for me, it definitely did play a role. I think that's why I would prefer, and I actually do, wake up early to work. It just makes more sense to me. I know for sure I don't even expect a distraction because it's not work hours yet. I'm not gonna get a call, I'm not gonna get a message, and I'm not even going to be on alert for any of those. So yeah, if you are a person like me, turn off your distractions, protect your deep work. Number 4, create a default day. With this one, it's still a work in progress because I want to extend it to everything else beyond my work, right? So one of the hardest things is really to plan the following day, right? And I think the mistake we do is we want every day to be different. And that also requires you to plan every single day of your life. How about Mondays are for this, Tuesdays are for this? So what I mean by I would want to extend it into my personal life is maybe extend it into my meal plan. I know Mondays we eat fish, Tuesday is chicken, it's set. I don't have to always think about certain things. So yeah, if you have that kind of flexible kind of work environment or work itself, if you can do that, please do that, because honestly, mental load is a thing. But let's admit it, decision making is very exhausting. So what I'm saying is build a repeatable structure. You are more prone to doing things quicker, being more productive, thinking clearer, if you are not constantly having to think about your next decision or having to think about stuff. Remove those unnecessary decisions. If you do not have to make it, if you can make it once and make it a repeatable thing and make it a schedule, I think it would be much better. And it ties back to that what we just spoke about. Build systems, because motivation will not take you far. Number 5, prioritize like a computer. Computers don't try to execute everything at once, neither should you. And don't get me wrong, computers do have concurrent, parallel threads and all of that, but that's not what I mean. It still does not execute everything at once. So let's be practical. For example, I myself, every morning I decide what the most important task I need to push for the day, and everything else becomes secondary. It doesn't mean I'm only focusing on that, but that is my first priority. There's a quote, I do not know by who now, but it says, clarity about what matters provides clarity for what does not matter. I will look it up. But yeah, when you know what matters, everything else becomes a distraction and you're able to say no and prioritize better. Number 6, reduce friction. I realize productivity doesn't start with discipline, like there and there, right? It starts with reducing friction. If every time you need to work, you need to set up your PC, get a cup of coffee, clean your desk, you have already created 3, 4, 5, 6 more opportunities to procrastinate. So if you can, have your tools ready before you actually have to start working. Number 7, batch similar work together. We have a lot that we need to get done in a day, both including work and personal life, right? Don't now start work, pause a bit, do your laundry, cook, go back to work, meeting. It's not gonna work. What I've realized is grouping similar work together makes it easier to start, continue, and finish stuff. So if you can work, have a lunch break or eat or cook, go back to work. Then you can do everything else after. Work is now finished and you can now start something afresh. It makes you think you are completing stuff, you're working on stuff, and you're actually completing them, but you're not. You're pretending to work. That's what I meant by busy doing nothing. And then the last point, number 8, that ties everything together. Stop measuring the amount of time you work and start measuring results. The amount of hours you've been looking at your PC don't count. We want to see results. How many things have you shipped? How many things have you completed? How many things have you tested? How many things have you built, right? Meaningful work. So guys, I'll just close the video at this. There's nothing more useless than being efficient at doing things that don't matter at all. So guys, if you find this helpful and if you have your own strategies, tips that you can share with us, please do comment down below. Feel free and we'll definitely engage. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe, comment, ring the bell so that you don't miss any videos from me. Thank you for watching.